Well, despite losing a huge chunk of territory, the Somali militant group Al-Shabaab has increased its attacks in Somalia and neighbouring Kenya. As the country prepares for presidential elections, CCTV's Robert Nagila talked to a regional expert on the prevailing security situation.
I'm joined by regional security analyst Mwenda Mbijiwe. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us. Welcome. I'm just going to start off by asking, with just over a month to go before Somalis go to the polls to elect a new president, we're seeing an upsurge in attacks by militant group Al-Shabaab.
Al-Shabaab's greatest intention is actually, I would group it into two classes. First of all, either disrupt the election, do things that will make people scared and lose faith in the government. The second thing they want to do is actually to make the nation unstable, ungovernable, and regardless of what happens in Mogadishu, make sure that the rest of the country is under their hands. And this is what we've seen in a couple of days when Al-Shabaab has been trying to take over strongholds and places where AMISOM or troops allied to AMISOM have been occupying before, especially the Ethiopian troops.
Which brings me to my next question, because just a couple of days ago, we saw Ethiopia withdraw some of its troops. It does say that one of the reasons for withdrawing them is the cutting down of funds from the European Union. What is AMISOM's strategy in winning this war against Al-Shabaab?
There's still a lot to be done, even though there's quite a remarkable level of success. On the flip side, other than conquering and cleaning the country of Al-Shabaab, is building the internal capacity of the Somali nation to take over their country. One strategy was to repopulate the country. You cannot grow a nation with 3/4 of its population living in another nation. Once these people come back home, we build the institutions, the structures of the society, of the nation, that will build the Somali nation. It's just a matter of time.
Al-Shabaab remains a very potent, resilient force. We've seen over the last couple of months, there's been a number of deadly attacks in northern Kenya, especially in the northernmost town of Mandera. There was a wall supposed to come up. We now hear from the governor that just 1.8 kilometers has been built in the last several months, so nothing much on that front. How can Kenya better secure its borders against Al-Shabaab? Because the reason we went into Somalia in the first place was to secure our borders.
I think Kenya has to invest in human intelligence, especially at the border. We must strengthen the inter-community relations within, or rather around the area of our borders, because this incidentally is a border that is separating brother and sister. The Somali in Kenya is the same Somali in Somalia. They share clans. These human relations would build a platform, a very powerful platform, to gather intelligence. And when we have raw intelligence, actionable intelligence, we don't even need to have a war.
Mwenda Mbijiwe, thank you very much, as always. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure.